Anyway, so I was thinking to myself, right? I was having a conversation with this white dude, and question came about: do racial slurs hold the same weight now as they did then? Now, for instance, what I'm trying to get at is, if a person calls me a nigga, and randomly over here a person calls this white guy over here a cracker, do we have the equal rights to be upset now? Now, as of today's society, is it, or should I be more upset because nigga has more of a history than his does?
All right, so it depends on who you're speaking with.
How so?
Because all right, so let's say it's a white guy that you cool with, and he say nigga, you let him say nigga,
okay,
right? But then when he around some people that don't get down like that, he just can't go around saying nigga right now. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on who you're speaking with. But as far as it holding weight,
I want to know, can he equally be upset as you are? Straight up, equally be. They call me a cracker.
Yeah. I don't think so, because more go with nigga than cracker. A lot don't like cracker. That's just a word that we made up amongst ourselves and was able to call you nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all said, it said niggas for sale. It said, you get what I'm saying?
It's a whole history. It's a whole history.
Nigga was something. Cracker, that ain't. I mean, some may take offense to that, but
okay,
cracker ain't shit.
Let me ask you this though. You ain't went through none of that, so why is it? I mean, you ain't went through nothing that they went through back then.
Okay, so
I'm just saying currently. So why does yours as a black man hold more weight than his as a white man?
Okay, I'm about to tell you why. Because can you go and, just for instance, you murder my mom, right? You murder my uncles, you murder my grandmother, right? And you do all of that, right? And this is when I was, I wasn't even born yet, right? And then my mom had, or let's say my grandmother had my mother, right? And then my mother had me, right? And then by the time that my mother had me, right, let's just say it was 15 years later, 20 years later, you get what I'm saying? But just 20 years prior, you killed all my people, hung them, you was treating them bad, right? Now, fast forward, and you said, you know what, Aubrey, I was wrong for that, right? Now, some of your people still acting like that, but you said, Aubrey, I was wrong for that. Just because you didn't do that to me, and everything is cool, right? Because in between me being born and you killing my people, you realize that you were wrong. I'm supposed to just get over it now? I'm supposed to just say, oh, you know what? You right. You're 100% right, bro. You right. I know that you killed my people. And I know you did that. And I know you did this. But you haven't done it in 5 years. So, you right. I'm going to let you slide. So, it just depends on who you speaking with. Because me, at my job, a dude came in, white guy, and he was wearing a Confederate flag hat.
Oh, the heads turn?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. This is the truth. Until I approached this man, nobody said nothing. And when after, and I didn't approach him on I approached him on some sideline shit. Like, yo, let me holler at you real quick, right? Because he was sitting by me. Like, how you gonna come sit by me? And this is what I'm telling. Like, how you gonna come sit by me as a black man?
Oh man. He did that on purpose.
And he told me he did. And he was like, I do it for heritage and I do it for this. And I was like, he never would have had it again. And I'm not gonna say what I had to do. He was scared. I'm not. But he respectfully, I got my point across, right? And some things that I said wasn't too happy, wasn't too nice, right? And really, all he could do was take it because I was right. But I say that to say it depends on who you're speaking with, because
that actually poses a different question. Because is he wrong? That's his history.
Oh no, but listen. Okay, but listen. You're right. That is history. But the reason that I only said that to say it depends on who you're speaking with, because until I said something, I was speaking for myself. I didn't care about everybody else. I felt if you're wearing a white shirt, and I know that black people look at a white shirt, and no, let's just say I'm black, right? Like I am, and I know white people, right?
Hypothetically,
right, like I am, and white people see, like we got black power stuff, but there's certain things that I wear that say I want to kill white people. Okay. Right, and I know that it's offensive. I know, and it don't even say I'll kill white people. Just a symbol. This right here says I want to kill. If this meant the black power fist meant that I wanted to kill white people, right? Which it does not. It means black empowerment. But if I did that and it meant I wanted to kill white people, and a white man came up to me, right, and said, "Yo, bro,
Show your face.
Not even that. Like, why are you doing that? You know what I'm saying? That makes me feel horrible when you do that. Because even though you're not doing it to me, I know what that means. I don't feel any way about it, but just that you're bold enough, and I'm not weak like that because I really smack you. Right. But just that you're bold enough to wear it around me, you don't know how I'm gonna feel. So you don't even care about me. You know that you work with black people. Why would you? Just what it symbolizes, right? But like I said, when I say that, it depends on who you're speaking with. Because until I said something, no one said anything. So they weren't gonna say shit. And then when I said something, then it was like, I know, I was looking at it too. I'm thinking, motherfucker, how long you was looking at it? Then? Because this nigga had to walk all by you, right? Sit down. He been here for about 30 minutes.
Made everybody uncomfortable.
And I'm not gonna lie. For 30 minutes, I have to contemplate like, how am I? Because we in the workplace. How am I about to come at this man? Oh, I'm about to say something. It's not gonna be said. But let me see how you know. I don't care if he's upset about what I'm gonna say or not. But I'm gonna come at him like man and respectfully. And just like you said, it's his heritage. Okay, that's cool. But could the Nazis and people that grew up in Nazi Germany, could they walk around and promote the Holocaust? Like you'd be like, well, that's their history.
It is.
Like you get what I'm saying? If I was wearing shit that symbolized like people that I put in like camps and shit, and it symbolized that I did that, can I sit there and say, oh yeah, well, I understand that we did that to you, but that's our history. That's what we did. No, that's still fucked up. So it was like, so again, it depends on who you're speaking to, because those people didn't care about him wearing that hat. So back to your question on, do you think that cracker holds more weight? You know, then it depends, or then nigga, it depends on who you speaking to. You know what I'm saying? Because some people don't care. You hear some people say, I don't care if a white boy say nigga. I'm gonna be honest. My best friend is white, and his sense of humor is exactly like mine. No one outside of me and him has ever heard him say nigga. Not one person. Can't nobody sit there and be like, oh yeah, he was just sitting there saying nigga. Like, no, he wasn't. When?
Right.
Bro, to me, oh, that's his favorite word. That's his favorite word. You get what I'm saying? But
you said that?
Yeah, but
he looks around.
And I'm not saying that that's okay, but I know his whole history. Like this is, and it's crazy. Like if I didn't know him, yeah, I would put a stop to that shit. But I honestly,
right? You know him.
I know him personally.
I want to pose this question,
which does not make it right.
Right. That's the question. How do we feel about other races using the word nigga?
So the reason why I said about him is because, like I said, about the sense of humor, and what's funny is funny, right? It is. What's funny is funny, and he is the epitome of hilarious, right? This nigga is hilarious, right? You would never hear him say that. Even when you listen to his music, he's one of the best lyricists you ever heard.
Yeah, this is true.
You've never heard that in any of his music.
He did.
Not one time. So with that being said, it's like, how many times, and I'm not saying that he does, but how many times do you think Eminem hanging around all his black homeboys and said nigga?
Around the people to be honest,
and living in Detroit, D12 was 99.99999% black. Eminem was the only white guy. How many times do you think he done told somebody nigga stop? At least, you hear what I'm saying?
So what you saying living is you're okay with other races saying nigga?
That's what I was about to get to that.
Yeah.
So, not saying that I am okay with it. It's iffy because it depends on who it is, and it depends.
No, you're exactly. Not keeping.
That's what I'm saying.
Energy.
It's iffy. That's what I'm saying. It's iffy. On one hand, no, it's not. It's not all good. It's not. But then when you get this white guy, it's like if I grew up in China. Right? Are you mad at me for speaking Chinese and being black? I speak Chinese. I grew up in China. What you gonna say? Oh, well, are you mad at him for, bro?
Right. Are you a culture vulture?
Yeah, all I know is Chinese. All I know is they slang. For me to act American, for me to act African American. So you saying it depends
on the environment.
Yeah, for me to act.
So I disagree.
And I'm agreeing with you because that's why I said it's iffy. Because if I grew up in China and I speak Chinese and I'm using their slang, if they call each other whatever the hell the Chinese slang is, and I'm using that because I don't know what American slang is. I've never been to America. I don't know nothing. I didn't even know what African American was. We call black Chinese over here or whatever. I never even knew nothing about African American. Right? You get what I'm saying? Like that's not what they called over here, right? Because we're not in America. Like, how are you African American if you're born in China and black? You're not African American. You've never been American in your life, right? So I didn't even know nothing about African American, right? So all I know is Chinese shit. My favorite food is wonton soup. Like, you get what I said? All I know is Chinese shit.
Yeah.
How am I wrong for having their slang? Are they gonna sit there and say, "Don't say that"? Now, I understand if they do, because ideally I am not from here. Right. But then on the other hand, this is exactly where I'm from. It just so happens that my skin color is a different skin color. I am exactly from here. Like, if you pinpoint my roots, not my ancestors, not my grandmother, not my aunt. If you pinpoint my roots and see where I grew up out the ground at, you'll see that I grew up in China. In the same neighborhood you did. Same food you was eating, I was eating. The same teacher that taught you was in the same class. Like, I'd never been, how far have you been out of China? No, like 10 miles. You've been to fucking Bangkok, or whatever, Hong Kong, whatever the fuck, right? That's how far I've been. I've never been anywhere.
This is all I know.
This is all I know. So, on one hand, yes, that person has probably been through a lot in their life. That person that lives in China that's black and speaks Chinese and using their slang, he has probably been through a lot in his life, because that's all he knows.
So now are you saying because you know my struggle and we kind of have the same struggle, now you can say it?
No, I'm saying that
which one are you doing? Which one is it?
No, I'm saying that now you need to be mindful. If I'm Chinese and I know that something offends you and this is all I know, then I need to be mindful. Just